Welcome to the Scouting Report. My name is Justin Briggs, and this week, your Arkansas State Red Wolves have a pivotal conference game against Troy that will be crucial for the standings. We're about to hear from head football coach Butch Jones how the team can extend their winning streak to 4 on Saturday. All right, Coach, this is 3 wins in a row so far. Now, in your last 17 games in the group of 6, you guys post a 12-5 record. I know you talked last week about being a product of your scheduling. The 4 losses you guys had this year weren't exactly against bad opponents. Did anything turn around with this team, or are you guys just finding yourselves in better matchups week to week?
I think it's just trusting the process. And this is a team that, had 70 newcomers. A lot of these individuals weren't even here when spring football was here. So they came here in June, and then really they haven't been playing competitive football as a team since August. So I think it's just staying the course, trusting the process. And this is a program that's winning. When you looked at being 12-5 against a group of 6 opponents, that's what you're measured upon. Obviously a big challenge this week as well. But I think it's staying the course. I think our players having banked reps of learning each other, and I think we're winning culturally. Sometimes you go through a season where you have 2 or 3 culture wins. I really believe the last 3 were culture wins, and if you really look at this past week, being down 14-0, being down 21-10, and then being able to come back and win the football game, and really that's been really kind of the journey, the last 3 wins. That doesn't happen by chance, and I think that happens through culture, that happens through connection, and that happens within your program.
Yeah, Coach, and you hit the nail right on the head, because the next question I'm going to ask you is about resilience, right? Seems like every week we sit here, we talk about the resilience of your guys, another come-from-behind victory like you said last game. And so how important is that quality to have as a team heading into what's going to be a crucial part of the schedule?
Well, it's vital, and you really look at the challenge this week, going on the road, playing a team that's really been a consistent championship contender in the Sun Belt. They have tremendous fan support. It's their homecoming, national television. Their student section is right behind your bench, so they have a competitive home field advantage anytime you play in their venue against a really quality opponent, 6-2, bowl eligible already. It's one of our biggest challenges to date, but it's also a great opportunity. So you have to rely on that resolve, that resiliency, but you can't also rely on coming back all the time like we've been. We always say it don't get you till it gets you. And so these are one of those things that, if we get behind in the game early, we're going to be challenged just because of the momentum of being on the road. And there's a different road focus. When you go on the road, you have to create your momentum, and it's never been more evident than what's going to be required when we go into the vet this week at Troy.
Absolutely. And when we talk about that matchup this week, as a viewer, this is what makes college football great, right? They are tied for the top of the division, a tiebreaker away from being number 1. You guys sit right behind them, right? And so this game could potentially push you above them. It's going to be a nationally televised game. You guys are going to Troy, right? How do you approach the pageantry of this game? Do you want to buy in to the extracurriculars of the game, to the stakes of the game, or do you want to treat it like just another game?
Well, every game is vital important because it's the next game. So it's all about your preparation. It's all about, how do you perform on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, leading up to the game day performance. And really, you earn the right to compete at a high level by what you do throughout the course of your week. And that's why we've been playing at a high level, and that's why we've been winning football games. But you have to recreate it each and every day. We live in a week-to-week season, but we really live in a day-to-day season. So it's going to take everything that we have with our preparation, our mental disposition, our mindset. How do we handle the clutter and distractions of playing on the road? How do we handle the crowd noise? How do we handle a different environment, a different circumstance than what our players are used to? And you have to welcome that challenge. But the focus when you go on the road has to be so much greater. It's always got to be great, but there's a little bit different of an edge that you have when you have to go play on the road, and then you're playing a quality opponent like Troy.
Mm-hmm. And Troy, they rank number 2 in terms of total and scoring defense in the conference. They lead the conference in sacks as well, and they have the conference leader individually in sacks. And so when you play against a defense as disruptive as they are on the road, what are some things you can do offensively to mitigate that?
Well, you just spoke about it. But first and foremost is we got to take care of the football. They've scored 4 touchdowns on defense. They've been very opportunistic. So you have to make sure that you take care of the football. That's first and foremost. And then it gets back to that word we say every week, balance. You know, we have to be able to effectively run the football because they're a pressure-oriented defense. So if you're in 3rd and long situations and you're not winning critical downs, you're going to be in for a long night.
Absolutely. And for the last question, I think your running backs heard me ask my question the week before. They might have taken it personally, right? Both well over 100 yards rushing, 266 yards rushing as a team. What went right last week to allow the ground game to explode like that? And how do you keep that momentum going heading into Troy?
Well, we were very balanced, and I think that helps. You know, it starts up front with the offensive line, and then I thought our running backs really displayed really good vision. They got the ball north and south, and they were able to get what we call the dirty yards. And we were always able to stay on task. We had 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3, 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, 4th and 2. And we didn't have very long 3rd down situations. So whenever you're balanced, now you can throw the ball, now you have RPOs, and then it's just the ability to run the football. And really, when we needed it the most was in the 4th quarter when that final drive, and we were able to do that.
Perfect. And Coach, that's all I have for you this week. Good luck in your game this upcoming Saturday.
Thank you. Wolves up.
Thank you for watching the Scouting Report. My name is Justin Briggs, and this is Northeast Arkansas News.